This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, this is Guy Severson with Graceful Touch Massage Therapy, and I'm speaking today with a man that I met yesterday on LinkedIn. Well, actually, he reached out to me, James Chu, and the interesting thing was the question that he asked when he reached out, and that's what we're going to be talking about here today as it relates to your success during the coronavirus and beyond. James, welcome to the call.
Thank you, Guy. Glad to be
Awesome,
here.
awesome. So tell me, James, why did you contact me?
The reason I contact you is I am a advisor myself, and I have a few a massage therapist contacted me, uh, asking me in term how during this isolation period, and they're trying to figure out a way to where they can also uh, change, adapting their business to survive, for the upcoming future. We don't know where this is going and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, the physical aspect is impacted, so they're not going to be able to do business as usual. Even going forward, when this lifted, the isolation, they do not know, what the new norm is going to be like. So
Sure.
they're looking for ways to improve their, the service, if you will, to the client. And it just happened that I got this in my email.
Okay,
Uh,
before you go there, I'm going to
okay,
pause you for a minute there, James.
okay.
So what now, because it's real important that I want to set this next part up because this is
Mhm.
so critical to this entire answer. James gets a question from concerned massage therapists. I am going to tell you that this is not about massage therapists. This is about whatever trade, whatever service, whatever you have to provide to your community. Yeah, we're going to focus on the world of massage therapy, but it is to everyone. How do we proceed forward? Now, James has taken the seat of a person going out to Google. Google's big. How in the world did he get connected with me? This is the next part that's so critical to this answer. James, what took place for you to find out about Guy Severson, about Graceful Touch? What happened?
Um, I got an email from LegalZoom, and I just look at it. In there, they have a couple of different articles, and one of them is actually talk about exactly this, the business opportunity in down economy.
Mm-hmm.
So I clicked on that, and I read through that article, and in there, Guy, your name was mentioned, and it just
Good.
happened that so I look at it. You also talk about your business is massage therapist. So
Sure.
I look you up because it says how you were able to find some success during this time period. So I look you up, and I read into some of the practice you have done. That prompts me to seek you out to get a little bit more info as far as, okay, what it is exactly, and how did you come about to at least to figure out this particular method, if you will, the practice. I mean, I know there are many out there that
Sure.
each business is different too. Yes, you're right. Um, but here I'm getting as much information from different venue, different people, as from all that. They're a bit bit different, but they're also this common denominator in terms of at least people in order to survive, they're looking for ways to improve themselves, right? So
Yeah.
so that's always the common area. So that's why I find this is very helpful and interesting, intriguing.
So what I just heard you say, James, is that you used this thing called social networking. LegalZoom used this thing called social networking because you, as a legal provider and whatnot, are signed up with LegalZoom. They send out information, which then got into your network. It doesn't matter what we're doing today at all if it's not about networking in some capacity. Now, a big, huge part of that networking for today is social networking. That's how James and I met, was over LinkedIn. What can you do with your business, whatever that business is, to utilize the power of social networking? That is how you come to the answers like what we're going to proceed forward with as we switch this over and James starts to ask me some of the questions he has. But the key here is we have tools that we need to use. The better we use them, the more successful we'll be. Now, I wanted to let you know that I had no knowledge of this article in LegalZoom. Now, how in the world could that be? I used a service called Hire a Reporter, where they basically ask me questions, reporters do, and then they create the article from it. I'd forgotten all about answering this question. And yet the fruit of the entire process comes forward. Now, it came forward double for me because this is also a backlink. And I know you might not understand what a backlink is. That is okay, but that's kind of search engine optimization, SEO language. And I also happen to have 20 years of experience in that. And that helps build my website, which helps my massage practice, which it all builds on each other. That's what I'm trying to say. It all builds on each other, and we're building now. James, I'm going to go ahead and hand the call over to you at this point. Go ahead and ask me the questions you have for me, and I'll be glad to do the best I can to answer them.
Okay, thank you, Guy. So I guess just get a little bit to know you. So you've been doing this field of career for how long?
Good question, James. How about just over a year, as of a year ago, November? And in that time, James, I need to let you know this. James, in that time, we went from dead broke. I mean, dead broke. I mean, really, really, really dead broke, to bringing in 5 to 6 figures because of the power of networking. 5 to 6 figures a month. I mean, we crushed it until the coronavirus. Prior to that, like I mentioned a moment ago, I was a digital marketer. Now, did that help in our success? 100%, and still is. And that's what we're going to get into in this call. But there's a whole story related to this that I'm about ready to release, which is becoming a mid-age massage therapist, both my wife and I. I'm going to be giving that book away for free. This is yet another clue for people. Is the more, in fact, I just wrote an article about it on Alignable. If you don't know Alignable, you should. And in that article, it was asking, well, how do we restart the buying wheel, the purchasing cycle of Rapid City? That's where I live. And the answer to that is value. The more value, the more we can give our community. I think we've gotten lax on that. The more we can give our community, the more they will give back to us in the form of purchasing. And so basically that whole, if you want to know more about the book, I'll try and put a link down below. This is going to be on YouTube, or you can look it up on my Facebook account. You can go over to my Quora account. and be able to get access to that book there. Again, it's going to be given away free. Anyway, so that's a little bit about my background. Not a whole lot. The book gives a whole lot more. What other question do you have, James?
Okay. So maybe that's great. Thank you. So then the next thing is in there you talk about this Amazon Kindle.
Mhm. Yeah,
Why did you decide to use that choose that particular uh, method?
excellent
And
question.
obviously you found success with it, but I mean through all the everything that's out there in Google land, but you choose that particular one.
Excellent question. Well, okay. So we run into a problem. The problem is, or is it the advantage? It's called coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as that problem rolled out, even with the success we had had previously, our clientele, even though in Rapid City we were allowed to stay open, our clients, however, with hearing the news and hearing everything like that, do you think that affected the client flow? The answer 100% yes. 100%. So we had to look, okay, what do we bring to the table? Well, like I mentioned earlier, prior to being a massage therapist, I was a digital marketer for 20 years. That's a whole story in of itself. I had to look and say, okay, what are my skills? What can I bring to the table? How can I make a difference? For me, I'm an avid writer. I can sit down and, in fact, that book, I sat down and I wrote it in a weekend. That I just, the words flow out of me. I'm an avid writer. That's something I do. So I look and I say, well, that's my talent that I have along with massage therapy. Perhaps your talent is consulting. Perhaps your talent is teaching. Those can all be done over the web. That's all of those have the ability to be done right over the web. What is your talent that you can use the power of the internet to tap into? How can you make a difference that way? With my talent as a digital marketer and writer, I said, why don't I start heading into the world of writing books? And that's what I'm doing and did, and continue to do. And that actually morphs, but I'm going to see where you go with your question to further drive that in. So go ahead with your next question, James.
Okay. In the article it says packaging your experience. So obviously it sounds like you have definitely good experience. And so you just got into the third, maybe on a year. So
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I was just gonna say. So you wrote about this topic, or your focus is more.
You
You
there?
decide to write on certain subject that you are knowledgeable about. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it was cutting out
Hello?
just a little bit. Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I was asking, so is on your on the book writing, your writing scale. Would you then I guess the question would be the topic. Did you I mean in the article, you kind of you give the impression that it's massage therapy as something about. Is massage therapy something you mentioned you only started maybe a year, or is it that you based upon you work with other massage therapy, or I know you mentioned your wife is, so I guess how did you pick the topic that's you work with some people to have to gather the right enough information for certain topic for you to write about?
Great question. I'll take that on a twofold answer.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, I find what I'm passionate about. Now, here's the key. When you are thinking about what you're passionate about, consider this, you become the expert. If you know only 10%, I happen to know a lot more than that, than the average individual out there looking for information, if you know 10% more, you're the expert. You can use that power to teach them into the next step. Now, because of all my background, my schooling, and everything that I did to become a massage therapist, I know a lot more than 10%, but I look at what I'm passionate about and I write to that passion. Not only will that keep me motivated and whatnot and moving forward, but that will also show as I get into the book, it will show the authority and people will respect the book as a result. Now, you asked another question, which is really good too, is, well, I'm relatively new to the massage therapy world, even though I've got almost 80 5-star reviews on Google as a result of only being in business for a year. Great question. That's where the whole power of what's called ghostwriting comes in. Because I can turn to other experts and other industries and other industry thought leaders, and I can use their ability as a ghostwriter to create content. There's more, but with what we've got there right now is you don't have to create, if you're going to create something more, you don't have to be the only one doing it. In fact, that can get really tough for a lot of people, because not only do you have to create it, but then you've got to market it, but then you've got to develop it, you've got to make sure you've got to put every piece together. And to do that effectively can be extremely hard. I'll give you another tool that I use incredibly because it's power. The tool's called FIVERR.com. Very effective, very affordable people you can bring together with you to be a team together with you. Now, there's bad people out on Fiverr and there's good. So you need to make sure that you go after Fiverr the right way. What I typically look for is the most valued type people, and I hire them sometimes for $5 to do work that I don't want to do. Like, I don't do graphic design. I need somebody else to design my book cover. That's my case. Whatever your case situation is, it fits the same way. Fiverr's not the only one. Another one, though I'm not a huge proponent of it for my own reasons, is UPWORK. That's another way you can find people, like-minded people, to come together and join your ability to create whatever it is you're going to create.
Nice. Okay. So you are a independent self-publishing. I mean, you're not going to anybody, right? You just publish on your own.
Yeah, 100%. I'm very much a freelancer. I've been a freelancer forever. As it relates to Graceful Touch, when we graduated, we were told you've got to go work for somebody else first. To which I said, that's not going to happen. They said, you have no money and you have no ability. There's no way you're going to succeed. To which I said 2 words: watch me. I've got what's called a type A personality. I am extremely energetic. In fact, yesterday when we were thinking about our call yesterday, the 5-mile walk I was on kind of got in the way in a good way. But you know, I keep myself healthy. I keep myself going. I am very, very driven. And not everyone is, and you don't need to be in order to succeed in the process of creating a second or third income stream. Bring people together and work together with you.
Right, right. Okay, that's you know, actually thank you. I mean, actually, I got two things out of it. Number one is the like I said, the how you the topic about how you can use what your knowledge to build upon, second something else. For example, you're writing about something that you know about. It never dawned on me that yeah, I guess you can. I mean, you'll be a writer and put it out there. I mean, that could be out there. And you're right. These days, in terms of publishing wise, it's not as the old day you had to go through a publishing house or whatever, which they, it's hard to get through anyway. But these days you can do on your own, and then just see if people likes it, off you go. So definitely, in a different type of career, if you will, but it definitely is opened up the opportunity and option, and the more option you have, the better you can be successful. I mean, you never know, right? So
That's right. That's right. That's right. Well, James, another thing that I haven't said yet. I do want to bring to the table within this call because it's so important.
mhm.
Oprah Winfrey. Do you know that name?
Yep.
Why?
Because on TV, he's been publicized. She
Yeah.
she did a
What
good
is that
job
where
of
she
doing that.
started? Is
Huh?
that where she started? Is
Uh,
that
that I do not know. I did not follow her too much. I just know her after she was, yeah, somebody bought her, yeah,
you
market.
knew her after she was?
Right.
Okay. There had to be a before.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, okay, well, pretty much in everybody's life, there was a before you were an attorney. There's gonna be a before. If there's an after, there's got to be a before.
Right.
That now we know the name Oprah, and it's such a household name today because she networked and she started interviewing other people in the area where she wanted to be. She
Oh,
did it well enough, she did it good enough, she did it powerfully enough, she did it often enough that she became the front runner in that field. James, it's the same thing I'm doing here.
okay.
People in Rapid City, they know graceful touch. But
Mm-hmm.
as this networking goes on, as I write for Hire a Reporter, as I do these interviews, as I interview other people, like I'm going to be interviewing David Merlino, look him up on Vimeo about the MBLEX test. I'm going to
Okay.
be interviewing him on Sunday. As you do these things, your reputation will climb.
Okay.
And you will be either it'll be a reputation of, oh man, there's not a person I'd want to avoid more than that person. Or it's going to be, wow, look at the value this individual gave to my life. I really want to follow him more or her more because of what they brought to the table here.
Mm-hmm.
So the more we give, it goes back to that word value again, the more we give value,
Mm-hmm.
the more value will be given back to us. It's because of that article
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
sought me out.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of the content you saw there. This whole process can work for anyone. Not everyone's a writer. It, I, not everybody needs to be a writer. Some people, before they were a massage therapist, they were uh, a furniture maker. I'm just throwing something out.
Right. Right.
They had it before, what they did before. How can they use the skills they did before they were a massage therapist to bring their business forward in a new and exciting way that can bring success continued for them? That's
Right.
the question.
But find that commonalities and anything that's experience wise can be transferable. Just a
Yep,
matter of figure out how to apply them.
that's right. That's right.
All
So do
right,
you have
guys.
any other questions for me, James?
No, that's pretty much I got everything I needed. I appreciate it, I think, and I appreciate you reaching out to me, respond to me. I think in the future, when I set it up, I do have my own network and so forth. And I think when this topic come up, I may, would you mind if I invite you to be a guest speaker?
I'd be more than pleased to do that.
Okay, I will let you know when, a week earlier be when that happens.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have been speaking with, or we've been kind of conversing with, James Chu and myself, Guy Severson of gracefultouch.org, if you want to look it up on the web. And I hope you've gotten value out of this. I hope you've learned what a takeaway from this that can benefit you greatly. Because you know what? At the end of the day, this is all about helping each other. The more we do, the more we will be helped. There was a movie that was done years ago called Pay It Forward. I'm hoping that this answer, this process, this topic today was my chance to pay it forward into your life.
Thank you, guys. Great. That's exactly my sentiment too. Pay forward.